Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Tailored Metaphor, where I use my imagination to help you understand your psychology. Today we're going to talk about self-reflection and introspection, which I know are very general, cliche terms, but what I love about self-reflection is that it is the necessary gatekeeper. It's the first required action that you must partake in to create any kind of psychological change or in the process of improving any aspect of your emotional or mental health. So it's necessary. It's a necessary process. I personally love it because I love understanding my own psychology, and it gives me the opportunity to dive in and explore around. And for that reason, I think of self-reflection as cave diving, where for two reasons. And the first reason is that if you're diving into a cave, whether you know the cave or not, you dive in and there's just immense beauty to be found in it. It doesn't matter what the features are, it's the rock formations, or if there's water or waterfall, or if there's plant life, how the lighting is coming in. It just creates a stunning atmosphere. And for me personally, when I think of my cave, my introspective cave that I dive into, I feel serene. I feel serenity and tranquility, that I can be in that water and there's peace and there's quiet, and I can explore on my own terms. I can keep going around and I know where to go, and I can feel safe in that water and in that space, in that feeling of tranquility as I'm introspecting. But the flip side of this is that cave diving is still an extreme sport. There's risk involved. There's inherent dangers as well. You have to have all the proper safety equipment. You have to have a helmet. You have to have harnesses, all sorts of rope to be able to get back out of the cave. And not to mention the fact that oftentimes you can't see into the cave from the outside. You have to go into the cave to know what it even looks like. So there's inherent fears of the unknown. And this is the exact same with self-reflection. Because a lot of people get scared of the idea of introspecting, journeying inwards, because they can't see from the outside what they're going to find. It's unfamiliar territory. They don't know what's down there. Furthermore, even if they feel comfortable enough, safe enough to jump in, oftentimes they don't feel safe enough or are afraid of the fact that they don't know how to get back out. And that's happened with a lot of people before. I'll be honest, I've worked with thousands of people at this point, and a lot of people might go down the rabbit hole of reflection, and whoever is with them, or if they're alone, they don't know how to safely come back out, and they're stuck in the cave. And that can lead to all sorts of emotional issues and behavioral issues at that time. And so reflection can be scary. It can be daunting. But just like any other sport, it takes a lot of focus. Cave diving cannot be done casually. You're not just going to walk up to a cave, hop in, without thinking it through somehow. So I want you to think about this for yourself. Think about how you feel about self-reflection. Do you enjoy exploring the inner workings of yourself, your cave? Let's just call it your cave. Do you enjoy diving down into unfamiliar territory and exploring around? What do you need to feel safe? Or do you feel scared? Is it too scary for you? So what I want you to do, here's a little exercise, just to get to know your cave a little bit. I want you to draw a line down the middle of a piece of paper. On one side, I want you to imagine, what do you think your cave looks like? If you were down there and you felt totally safe, and you were reflecting, and you were feeling good because you knew you were exploring yourself, and you could pull yourself out, what do you think you would find? What are the features? Like, use your imagination. What would it look like? Is there water? What are the rock formations? Whatever. But in a literal sense, also think about, what are the emotions you would feel down there? Like I said before, I feel tranquility. I feel totally peaceful when I imagine myself in my cave. I know that I can swim around and it's quiet. I can explore around and it's totally peaceful, and I'm alone, and it's okay that I'm alone down there. So what does it feel like for you? What's the emotional experience of being in your cave? And then on the other side of the paper, I want you to talk about the fears. I want you to list down, what are the fears that you have? Is it that you don't know how to pull yourself out? You don't know how to start and stop process of reflecting, or you don't know how to start and stop journaling someday? Or do you have a belief system that you don't know how to do it correctly, self-reflection, or you don't know how to dive in to your own psyche and introspect correctly? What is it for you? What's the obstacle, or what's the risk, or what's the danger that you need to be aware of before you begin deep introspection and transformational psychology or emotional work?